before I put anything out, I was in my room writing songs in my notebook, and I never knew that I could write songs with or for other people. Never been financially comfortable a day in my life. There's a lot of artists that, like, you know what happens is artists that have this deep purpose and this big dream will ruthlessly walk over anybody to get to where they want to go.
We have an incredible episode for you as we sit down with Nicky, a multi-talented rapper, singer, songwriter, and owner of Studio 403. His unique sound has resonated with fans worldwide, amassing tens of millions of streams and over 100,000 monthly Spotify listeners. His songs have been included in global video games, commercials, movies, and so much more. His latest EP, Breakup Songs for the End of the World, emerges from the depths of a 6-year relationship that recently ended, delivering raw emotion and authenticity. Join us as we explore Nicky's journey, his road to success, and the stories behind his heartfelt lyrics, exclusively here on the Level Up Club.
All right, welcome back to the Level Up Club. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here with my brother, Nicky.
My guy.
Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Hey, so excited for today. We're talking about a rapper, singer, songwriter, studio owner, multi-talented person. So successful in the industry. I've known this man for years. I know he has so much great game for new artists out there, creators. I can't wait to get into it. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor, the Snax Lab. And the Snax Lab, they have exotic snacks from all over the world, Japan, Asia, China, Europe, Latin America. And they have a mystery box right now where you can get 6 mystery items from all over the world. You never know what's in there, but it always is amazing. Check out the Snax Lab. The link will be in the description. So, hey, like I said, here my brother Nicky. We've known each other for years. You know what I mean? But hey, how's life been? You know, I haven't seen you in just a little bit of time. How's life been?
Life's been good. Life's been good. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Who asks how life is? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, when you reached out to me,
yeah,
and generously gave me your platform to talk on things, like I told myself with you, because I'm so comfortable with you,
yeah,
I want to be super honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think that a lot of times people go on to these types of things and they're like, kind of with the media training, and you kind of just say like, everything's great, we got new records out, and it's like, everything is good, but I just want you to know that today I'm gonna be honest as fuck.
Hey, I love it.
Can we curse on this?
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel's second time messing up. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's a tough job, man.
Yeah. And we think about creating something for nothing. What is this right here? Is this Don's brand? What is that?
Yes. Shout out to my business partner Don Francois and a wonderful man named Juan Alvarez. Yes, that's his real name.
Don Francois.
And together they're Don Juan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they have this tequila company together. It's called Elevate. This one is regular, but their hook for one of their bottles that's become really popular in party spaces is the THC infused version. It's not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it hasn't been. They're not able to sell the THC infused version in the America and call it tequila quite yet, but as they're working through that, it will be. But they're also.
I've never heard of that before.
Regular style, yeah.
Just in case tequila didn't get you turned up enough before,
give you a fucking lazy eye.
Yeah, you're gonna drink, but
I don't know how to feel. But it's amazing, and they always sponsor us. They sponsored our release party. I'm somewhat of a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you want to do a shot?
All right, let's do it. Why not?
Let's go. And
why not? That's a nice bottle.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out, Kevin Hart.
Watch out, Kevin Hart.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Is this the right one? He put Casamigos in here.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And actually, I'm literally going to Cabo.
Good.
Yeah.
This is not Wednesday afternoon. Just in case you're watching, it's 1 a.m. on a Friday, Mom.
Exactly.
This is a respectable time to drink tequila.
That's good.
Cheers, bro. Yes, indeed.
Oh man.
What's the name of your show?
Level Up.
Level Up Club.
Level Up Club.
Yeah.
Level Up.
Man, Level Up Club and Elevate.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, so
we have to make up because this is Ills Up. We gotta make up like
level up
or level up, something like that. Level Up and Nicky.
Yeah, like that.
This one's already been trademarked. Yeah.
What's that one?
Huh? Like aliens.
Yeah. I can never do that. I can't do that one. The Spock.
Is this your little?
Live long and prosper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said like,
Hey, we're doing this at the rape.
yeah. Finger control.
Hey, just in case you're wondering, yes, you can like rap and electronic music.
Right.
It doesn't make you white, but if you're white, then it makes you you, I guess. I don't know. Level up. Damn, that tequila instantly got me feeling something.
Yeah. So actually the selling point to this is you only need one shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Save some money, Ace, for the brokies out there.
For the brokies.
Okay, all of us, because inflation is crazy. Eggs cost $19.75.
Bruh, they're selling one strawberry at Earone for $32.
Oh man, Haley Bieber.
Right. Haley Bieber.
Man, all right, that's right, Haley, we love you. We love you. All right, so yeah, when you think about being an artist too, and you're literally or the owner of an actual studio. I've been there several times. Beautiful space. Now you moved over here in North Hollywood. We already saw,
Yeah.
your in-home studio, which is actually so comfy. I really like the way it feels.
Thank you.
But do you recommend other artists also look into being studio owners?
No.
No.
No, really, I don't.
No.
I would say it depends. Everyone needs to develop their intention, like early on, and then throughout their career to remind themselves what their intention is. Because I feel like we're like in anything that we want, we go right towards it as like bulls in China shop. Is that politically correct? Can you say bull in a China shop?
Yeah. I think so. Until they take over, I think it's good.
It seems like something that might not be good.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? People go straight head towards something and they don't really answer the questions like why? Why am I doing this? What do I want?
I've done that a million times.
In this, how do I want this to play out? Like,
or like, how does it even serve me? Really?
Yeah, how does it serve me? How does it serve others? Like, how can what is the reason I'm doing this? And like, I think that, so to answer that question, like, for me, I wanted to be on the business side. I always wanted to be on the business side. So I took those headaches because eventually I do want to be somebody who can be in a place where I can help, and that was one thing, like the biggest thing, and I would really encourage you to develop something that you can give while getting. And so like, as an artist, it's like we run around and we're like, we need production and we need an engineer to help us and we need a, video team and we need all these things. And it's like, so it's you're taking a lot. And so the studio was something I could give. And it was like a place where it's like, hey, I can't necessarily pay you for this, but if you ever need the studio, please come and use it. Or just in the sense of it being like seeing an artist that I really like or meeting someone I really like and being like, hey, do you need to record anything? Like, come on by, I can help. So it's served me well in that purpose, but it's given a lot of like, a lot of extra work, a lot of headaches.
Well, there are a lot of headaches, like with maybe people booking studio time and maybe bailing or those type of things, or equipment failing. Like, what are the headaches that you get owning a studio?
More of the headaches, and I don't mean this like, because my friends are gonna see this, and I don't mean they don't. Everyone means well. Like everyone's intent. They love me and they respect.
They want free time.
But it becomes a lot of pressure when they're people are like, yo, when can I get in? I've been hitting you like, when can I get in? It's like I'm doing my best. Yeah. So it's like what they sometimes don't understand is that I still have my artist career I'm building. So a lot of times I'm actually trying to get in as well. And I don't, just because I have a studio and I work with people in the studio doesn't mean that I'm deserving of their time all the time. So like take a billion. Like if I work on a project with him, I want to get him a budget. So I can't just like expect him to show up, prioritize me, be enthusiastic when I'm just like, you know what I mean? So
you're referring to like working for free or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of times I'm working in the back end, getting budgets, getting deals together so that I can provide for the team, so that I can say, hey, look, like I need you guys to prioritize me this month. Like I need you to work exclusively with me. Here's a couple racks, however we can work that out. And those guys my guys never press me or make me feel like I have to pay them. It's just my business. That's how I operate. I would want the same. So in that aspect, like a lot of people are always wanting to get in and they don't have the same mindset as me. So they don't come with something. Yeah. And that can be a little frustrating because it's like, I want to help, but at the same time, like, help a brother out, man.
Entitlement's a little tough. The thing about entitlement that's tough is most people who have the entitlement don't really think of it that way.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's the thing too, is like I have I want them to be there. You know, I want my friends to be there and record. I want new artists that I love to be there and record. I think I want people to operate on a higher level. I want people to understand that, like, the way that this business works sometimes is like, you got to come with something and you got to figure out different creative ways to work on a shoestring budget. And if you don't, you just don't get what you want. And like, that's the reality of it. Is like, you don't just, like, if I wanted a big writer to write for me, and like, I just was like really adamant wanting a big writer to help me with a song, and I had nothing to offer, I just don't get the thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If I go to a store and dude, I mean, I'm still working on a shoestring budget. Like, I've never been financially comfortable a day in my life. A day in my life, never been financially comfortable, but I'm okay. And, but some days I'm like, the other day I ordered from John and Vinny's. I didn't know if I wanted the chicken parmesan and the pasta or the pot. It's like, if everything was cushy, I would have gotten both and not thought about it. But I'm like, I can, but I don't want to spend the money right now. Yeah. On all of that. So guess what? I can't have the chicken parmesan today. Yeah. So my
this is a true Italian that he's still supporting the small Italian businesses.
Shout out John and Vinny's.
Mama Pop, you hear that? Yes, he's making you proud.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
I have to shout out Il Fornao Italian restaurant is the real deal. But
they still own that out here too?
They're part of the my dad is in the corporate side of Il Fornao.
Oh, okay, so there are several. There are several.
Yeah, it's a chain.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a chain.
Dang, I didn't even know.
Yeah, yep. He's I'm a reflection of my dad.
And then, so something we talked about too is like, I don't know if all your fans know this about you, but like, you really be in the writer's room, like really writing lyrics, not only for your own songs, but you've done like writers camps too, right? Yep. And beyond that, obviously you perform as an artist with your own songs. Yeah. Do you like one more than the other? Like, what's the difference for you between songwriting and performing? Like,
oh man, I mean, I'm a songwriter first because, like, before I put anything out, I was in my room writing songs in my notebook. So I'm a writer, but I put that attention and energy on me for most of my career, most of my life. And I never knew that I could write songs with or for other people. And when I found that out, that was an extra stream of revenue. Yes. But like, it was also like, it was like an extra experience that was like giving me more depth as an artist, because I was learning more things that I wouldn't usually do. So like working with, let's say, an R&B artist, I learned that like melodically I would go different ways that I would go generally how I came up as a rapper. Working with a big pop artist, I might learn different cadences or different like styles of music that I'm like, oh, it untaps a different part of my brain every time I get the opportunity to experience those things. So like, it's honestly just been like a level up, and this guy. So that's been really cool. But I don't prefer the songwriting world.
What do you mean by that?
I would much prefer to focus on my stuff, to write exclusively for my stuff. I don't mind, like co-writing with other people.
Just because like there's a lot of competition, or
no, it's because and again, I don't want to be negative, but I feel like I'm kind of in like a space to be negative today. Like
no, you're just being honest, but like, you're such a positive person. Anything that's truly honest that might come off as a little negative to other people is like, it just feels negative. Honestly, it's just being honest about like I feel like the harsh realities of the industry.
Right. And it's true. And one of the harsh realities that I've seen and frustrations is that, artists drag their feet a lot. And so if it can be a really frustrating experience, give 2 days of your week, let's say, to an artist and a session that could have been better spent over here for me to go and work something that I know is going to come out. They a lot of times that song will never come out. And what they need to understand, a lot of people, is like, yes, it's their project, it's their shit. But as songwriters, when we're coming in and helping, like, you need to understand that you've now decided to share that project. Ooh. And you've taken other people's time. So you should like reciprocate that energy with an intention to put that song out. Because like Lil Russell says, the songs are like real estate. So the more songs that can exist, the better that we can provide for ourselves and our families. It's like if we just like go around writing songs for everybody and then none of them ever come out, we never get to see money. You might still be able to sell those songs and do deals. We can never do anything about it. Our money as songwriters doesn't come until those songs come out and generate royalties, which is already a year down the road.
Yeah.
So 1, you're not even promoting your records, and 2, you're not even putting them out. So that would be something that why I don't prefer to be in the songwriting thing only, is for that reason. Until maybe I'm financially stable enough to just do it out of passion. But
where it feels a little helpless sometimes.
Living,
too,
it does.
Songwriters.
Yeah, because
you're just sitting there waiting, like, please, like, not only put it out, but like put the resources behind it to make it successful.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need money, but it's like, focus, energy, social media videos.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That, and also like the process of writing in big groups. There tends to be a lot of ego. And so there's great rooms. I've been in amazing rooms, and like a lot of my peers that I work with, like on a day-to-day basis, that we work together, there's no ego. There's sometimes being like, I don't like that, and then you might get it. But there's times where you'll be like, I mean, think of 7 people in a room. And a lot of times when people are new to writing circles, they'll get really offended if none of their stuff is used. So they're like, why am I even here? You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's like, well, maybe next time your stuff will be used, but like you have to leave your ego at the door. And sometimes there is really awkward energy when, for instance, if a room trusts me more to lead the session, or if a room doesn't trust me to lead the session, either way, you're dealing with these egos and we're dealing with these kind of uncomfortable moments to where it's like, man, I would just prefer to be in like more brighter environments that isn't like people fighting over who's taking what. And
that's like one of those situations too where it's like, let's say if you're a songwriter, you're in the room, maybe your thing's not getting used versus like getting upset, maybe thinking like, what was the reason? Right. Is it like the cadence of the lyrics? Right. Is it like maybe it'll match the theme of the song?
Right. I would say if it's funny because a lot of my analogies always go back to the restaurant. But if you were in a kitchen and you guys were gonna say, hey, we want to make an Italian dish. Yep. Right. And we're going to put this together. We're going to try to make the best Italian dish. We're going to try to be as original as possible, but we're going to use influences from the classics, the classic cuisine of Italy. So we're going to sit here and we're going to all try to work on making the best dish possible. And so there's some people that come and they just want to get an idea down. So they'll be like, mustard? Mustard. I'm like, mustard. My brain. That thing's so ingrained in my brain when you said that. I was like, how do we go to DJ Mustard in the kitchen? Right. And someone else is mustard. Like, right. And someone else is like, curry? Yeah. You're like, why would we use curry on an Italian dish? Italian dish. And then someone else is like, all right, listen, I think that what we should do is we should start with a sauce base. What do we want to choose? And then everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense. A sauce base. Let's start with something that makes sense. Yeah. And so like, this is the same thing as the song in the songwriting world. People will come and they'll just throw nonsense just to get their idea out. Just get heard. But you're not like thinking about what we're doing. You're not being intentional with it. And so when you feel somebody in a room that's very intentional, you're like, it's probably the safest person to trust here right now because they actually care about what we're making. Yeah. Not just like getting their idea.
Yeah. And those people too who are like, where the energy feels a lot more comfortable. It's like, versus trying to get your thoughts heard. Right. If you're just like giving good energy, you're probably gonna get invited back, even if you're not used. You know what I mean? Honestly, because if you bring that negative energy, where they're like, "Okay, that was awkward. We're definitely not gonna. Don't bring that guy back. Bring that guy back. Straight Their name is Tyler. 50% of the time. What's it always Tyler? Tyler, damn it, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler has a Billabong shirt on. Right, Tyler with the Billabong. We love Tyler's. Wow. And we love Kevin's. No. Okay. Oh,
did you know that Kevin is like a whole thing? And did you guys read this? I think it's in Germany.
Wait, what happened?
Like the name Kevin. Yeah. Is like represents like bumbling idiot. Yeah, so they have dad's name is Kevin. That's so funny.
Oh man, I used to Kevin. I feel like we know a lot of Kevin. Yeah.
Oh, Kevin is like Karen.
What if the whole time it was just like just their parents had a running joke on naming him
This
bumbling
fucking
idiot?
Kevin.
Fucking Kevin. Oh man,
Right.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Man.
This I mean, I read it on Instagram, so it's
It's probably true. It has to be true. Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit.
Yeah,
Everything's
right.
true. 100%.
Word is
100%. Yeah, word is bond. Nice. All right, when we think about, like, we're talking a lot about just like the industry itself.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about songwriting. Anything specifically that you wished was different about the music industry as a whole? Could be like the monetization aspect, collaboration aspect, the distribution, just anything like that.
I guess I can only answer that from my perspective, and like my experience is that slow pay crushes us. So I actually always had an idea. I don't have the resources or the time to even like do this, so I don't care about putting the idea out there. I hope somebody does it. I think there needs to be somebody with billions of dollars to develop this, and it would have to be an artist bank. Like an artist bank would basically say, like, if I got a sync with HBO, let's say, and no shit on Paramount, like I got, let's say, I like all the songs I did for Paramount, but they took 10 months to pay. That's entirely too long. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
For me, I need to pay my rent. Like I don't have a label deal. I'm not getting advances all the time. So I have to work as I go. And so those syncs, those opportunities are huge, but I need to get paid like relatively soon.
10 months?
Right?
And then, so was that for a series of commercials I was in? Was it a show?
So basically there's like, if you get a sync,
I know you're also in like, you got some NBA syncs too, right? Am I remember right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why working with distro, and I want to say, like, I love the people I worked with at Paramount. Like, I don't want that to, but it's
Because it's like not even about them. It's the entire
It's
industry.
the thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting slow paid as well.
Yeah.
Like the supervisors, my friend Peter Davis, who's incredible music supervisor. I'm going to have dinner with him tonight. He fucking did all of the music supervision for the song, and he was also waiting to get paid. People were coming to get to him and be like, "When?" So the reason why I bring this particular thing up, it's been HBO, it's been ESPN, it's been all like big companies that everyone's getting slow paid, and so I would say that an incredible thing would be the opportunity for indie artists like me to take the contract, the licensing agreement of that sync, and be able to go to my artist bank and say, I'll give you a percentage to give me my money now. And then when the sync comes in, you take the full thing. So if I have to give up 10, 15, I would even give 20% of the entire bag. Let's say I'm making $10,000 for the sync. I don't want to wait a year to get my 10. I'd rather take 7 right now.
You just reinvest
Straight
it
up.
into your own craft.
Give me the 7 right now and we're good.
Yeah. You ever use a Robinhood?
Yeah.
Because that's how Robinhood works. You know, because generally there's always there's a transaction period.
Yeah.
So that's how you get the money right away. Is Robinhood has essentially like
I didn't know
a
that.
bank of funds.
Yeah.
So when you make a transaction, you're not actually transacting with the stock, I believe. And it's like, don't quote me perfectly on it, but they essentially, you're transacting with them. They're giving you the money from their bank. And then when the transaction goes through, they're taking the money.
This is it.
There.
I didn't know that. So this is exactly how I feel. And this is actually how the distro companies work. And I really like that. Like United Masters has always done it well because they'll pay you the minute that they get you to sign the licensing agreement, you'll get sent your money because they're running the transaction. The problem is when you go direct to the source or you're getting licensed directly from, like it is really slow. And even the a lot of times, yes, you have to get to like make sure that you get them everything that you need. You know, like a lot of times if you're doing like an advance on a distro deal or a publishing deal, it's like if they don't have all the pieces that they've asked for, then rightfully so
there's like legal pieces or like information.
But if you're fully delivered and I'm waiting months and months and months to get paid, that's really frustrating because you're banking on that bread. So I would say that's what I would change if I could. Like right now, I would offer a service or an opportunity for indie artists to get paid quicker.
You know, that's actually so interesting because I feel like there's actually multiple industries that's the case.
Yeah.
Because like modeling is another one that's similar. So it's like, you know, if you do a smaller social media deal, you probably get paid. They usually do net 30 terms. So it's like you're going to get it within 30 days. The bigger the deal gets, if you're walking a runway for, I'm not trying to throw any specific names out there, but it's like designer brands, for example.
Yeah.
They get the money like 6 to 8 months later, which is crazy. Like, and we're talking about $100,000 for some of these models.
We're not alone here.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. And let's say you're a brand new artist, coming up, because like you started back in San Diego where you was coming up like the Music Box doing shows, those type of things. But a brand new artist in today's age, what should they focus on? Should they focus on social media and like promoting one song for like 50 videos? Should they be pumping out songs? Should they focus on performing? Like, what do they focus on?
Okay, so there's the answer that the labels would give, or like anybody whose management would give, anyone who's trying to help you as an artist to grow your career. Yes, it's consistency is key. So less money spent up front on content, less money spent on getting your stuff perfect, and more releases. Stop worrying about your stuff being perfect and just make sure. And it's okay, dude.
Yeah, let's
that.
just
honestly, we're done. So I would say really focusing on a long-term plan, right? So the long-term plan would be not just, what happens is people focus on one project or one song thinking that that's the thing that's going to take them out of here. But it's never the case, and it's very rare. I'm not saying it's never happened, but
like a Lil Nas X situation is incredibly
it's very rare.
Astronomical.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's so much that you could do with barely any money, with your phone, with all kinds of things. So studio time, if you have a job, if you have a what's it called? Minimum wage job.
Oh, yeah.
I had minimum wage jobs my entire life. I was able to afford 30, 40 an hour for studio time. Just be super intentional with your time. Save some money up, and you should be able to have $100 every once in a while to go, record for 3 hours. So like, I would say be super decisive with that, with those things that you do, and create a 1-year plan of one release a month. So like one song a month, and trickle that out, because algorithmically you're going to go up every single time, because the algorithm you have to play on Spotify right now is inundating the algorithmic playlists. So radio, like the reason why for instance, my song Fairfax and Melrose does 7,000-8,000 streams a day is because it's on larger radio stations. And then songs that I love that maybe aren't streaming as well because they haven't reached those radio stations.
So you're saying radio, you mean like a G-Eazy radio, or like whose radios are you showing up on?
G-Eazy, sometimes St. John, but then other songs might show up on like an unknown artist that isn't getting a lot of exposure on that playlist, because you kind of hit these little notches. So you might hit like, okay, you're gonna be on, I'm trying to think of like a mid-level artist. I don't know. Just think of like a mid-level artist right here, right?
Yeah,
so
who's mid that we can think of?
Mid.
Yeah, that's it.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I understand.
So,
Tommy, he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. He like did not want to name anybody. It's like, who's just like perfectly average.
You know what I mean?
Average.
Actually, no. We could say this, like, as far as this being established, you have like a Mike Stud. And then, like, do you know who Mike Stud is?
No.
Okay, great.
Wait, so he's the big one, or he's
he's kind of here.
Okay, growing.
Not the quality of his music, the
like how well
size
known
of his
he is.
audience. How well known he is.
Which sometimes that's disproportionate.
Absolutely.
Like fucking amazing artists that might not have that much audience yet.
Because that fool sells out big ass auditoriums. Like he's like him. Who else were we, like? I mean, Russ.
Love LaRussell.
A lot of these guys that might not be superstar status or what it seems like, because they're not like out there and like getting Grammys and stuff. But those motherfuckers are doing arenas.
Yeah.
So, but my point is that when it comes to streaming, like, you're here, and if you stop putting, you have to train the algorithm, and the only way that you could train the algorithm is the same on TikTok, the same on Instagram. You have to drop a lot of content so that the machine understands who you are and what you make. Yeah. So if I drop an R&B album, and by the way, I don't practice what I preach, because my intention is to be not cutting edge. It's so fucking pretentious, but like, I always want to be different. But I also have stayed the course with a certain style, melodic rap.
Yeah.
I kind of my music blew up a little bit in the emo rap space. So there's like emo rap, melodic rap. That's kind of what I'm doing. There's kind of trap influence, rap influence, hip hop, R&B influence. It's kind of like right here. And then if I want to go do some R&B shit, I'm gonna do that. If I want to go do some pop shit, I'm gonna do that. But you have to train the algorithm to understand who you are and where to place you. And so that's really important to be consistent, cohesive, and like keep going. Just like don't stop.
Yeah, interesting.
So get ahead of it.
I remember one period were you putting out, was it every month you're putting a song?
Every month.
Like every week? Yeah,
every month. I put music out every month.
Yeah. That's been
And-
consistent for like,
Yeah.
I feel like years at this point.
Yeah, 2020
Yeah.
or 2019, I put out Internet Friends with River Beats.
That I feel like
Yeah.
almost, I don't know, when I think about your music and like audience, I remember being at Coachella.
Yeah,
I ran into Trevor.
yeah,
We go back to the campsite and it came out like that weekend. It was in April something
Right.
A few years ago. I remember I was all excited. I ran into Trevor, who's work with Nicky.
yeah.
And I'm like, yo, y'all gotta hear this.
Right.
Gotta hear this. We played Double Tap.
Yeah.
Everybody was going stupid like, yo, we love the concept because it was about like
Right,
influencers,
Yeah.
having more success than like true intentional artists and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Shout-
I remember hearing that and I was like, yo, this is like next level. The artist, the album artwork I feel like was next level.
My
I feel
brother
like
made that.
a step up,
That's so
from
funny.
like that point as an artist, and it's been continuous from there.
Wow, thank you. And you know what? There's a great example here. So that artwork was my brother made that.
Wow.
And so here we are thinking like, oh, where are we gonna get our? I'm always somebody who opts for the path of least resistance, but also like doing stuff because like that's all you can do on your budget.
Yeah.
It's like that's cooler to me.
Hey, your
than,
boy
like,
King made a couple album artworks too.
I know,
back in the
I know.
day.
My
Yeah.
God, you don't know. I know that.
Yeah, one of them got scrapped, but it's okay.
Damn it.
That's
amazing.
I remember even back in COVID, bro, when it was like no one on the street. We did a little photo shoot outside the studio. That was in 2020,
Yo,
bro. That
yeah,
was
the Painted Red for Painted Red.
Painted Red. Yeah,
I
it was a
do
long
remember-
time
that
ago.
that was like 2020. Wow,
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the point is like doing those things. For instance, like my cover art looks the way that it does. If you go on my Spotify and you look at all the cover art, most of them are just photos
Yeah.
that I put my little logo on because it was the path of least resistance. And so in 2020, when I started, because everything went to shit,
Yeah.
and then where I kind of had some success was because a lot of people didn't know what to do. I wasn't in a label deal. I wasn't beholden to any type of situation going on.
Yeah.
I was super free to kind of drop however I was gonna drop. And so I was like, bro, I feel like the game right now is people just want more shit. Like, look at the way we watch TV. Like, we binge. We like to binge.
Yeah.
Like, you dropping one episode, like, for instance, like White Lotus.
Yeah.
Drop the fucking season, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about one episode at a time. They're an hour long. Like, I don't have time to be just checking in every Sunday. I'd rather just have my off day right now, binge this for 8 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
My-
It's almost easy to
so
forget
music
about
works
it
that
too,
way
and you got to
too.
keep going back. Versus
Yeah.
like
me
it's
binge
coming
this.
to you.
Right.
It's like easily accessible.
Easily accessible, exactly.
Man, I love Mr. Beast. So I used to think about Beast games too on Amazon Prime. I'm like, fuck, we got to keep coming back every week. It's I got to put this on my calendar, bro. Like, just literally just
It just
like
doesn't
release
work
it
that
at
way
once.
anymore,
I
right.
feel like we're also used to it. Like, shows specific as Netflix, like they drop everything right away, but that's
Right
why
away.
they're successful. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. And I think I understand, like, there's a lot of back end stuff.
Yeah.
So when I do stuff and I'm not practicing what I preach, if you see this, me saying this, and then I like announce a song that's going to be in a month from now, and you're like, bro, I
Hate comments on the
right,
way,
right.
let's
It's
go,
like
yeah.
I'm not practicing. The reason why is because sometimes there is a lot of politics involved, and I'm trying my best to meet in the middle with people that are helping me out. So if I'm with a label or I'm with a distro company, I'm with management that is saying, hey, we're going to help you, but we need you to run the pre-saves for a month. We need you to do the things that we want you to do as well. So, there is a happy medium. There's a happy medium to say, I understand getting that press release in order, giving Spotify the chance to have a month of seeing if you can hit those editorials. Like, you're trying your best shot. So a lot of those things that might not make sense is because of the back end, trying to make this thing make sense in the long haul.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, thank God, I like the management I work with, the distro company at Create that I work with, everyone is on the same page and is very like present in today's kind of like music ecosystem and isn't old fashioned. They're very like, yeah, let's go, let's drop.
Yeah.
Because that old school shit is like, you know, what? Why are we waiting 6 months to drop one song? Who gives a shit?
No,
So,
100%.
I mean, unless like Post Malone's on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like he's not.
Yeah.
So like we
Not
gotta,
yet.
yeah, right.
Yeah, you and Post Malone, that would go hard.
Me and Post Malone will go crazy.
Yeah, I'd go crazy. He's on the other side right now, but he'll come back for a little.
He's on the other side of where?
collab. Huh?
On the other side of where?
Country.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, he's doing like country collabs, which, you know, I fuck with it too, because I remember years ago hearing Post Malone talk about it, how he was frustrated how, like, he was getting put in a box as an artist, like he wanted to make different genre music, but he probably wasn't big enough at that time to be able to make those decisions for himself. Now it's like he could do whatever he wants, you know, he has the audience to do it.
Straight up.
That's my speculation on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I
no,
love
you're
to
right.
see him like breaking out and doing different genres, because I feel like that's also gonna inspire more people too as well. You know, especially rappers.
Absolutely.
Like rappers get into that mindset of like, nigga, I'm only doing rap. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm only a rapper, where it's almost like, to them it feels uncool to do other genres. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, no, I feel that completely. Getting outside of your box is really imperative. But I do understand, and I think that knowing yourself is really important.
Yeah.
Like, if Nike is sitting around a round table, how can we take Nike to the next level right now? It's like they can do all kinds of different things, but Nike understands who they are. They're not going to start like, you know, making suits.
Yeah.
I mean, a Nike suit is probably tight, but like a tuxedo.
Exactly.
Or like they're not going to get into the designer space. They understand their athletic wear. They understand what they are. Coca-Cola understands what they are. They understand who they're marketing to and what their product is. And so it's the same thing for an artist, is understanding who you are and what you're putting out there. Is like, if I am all over the place before I'm established, the fans are going to get confused, and you know they're not going to know what to go to you for. So you need to develop like Frank Sinatra, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, legacy artists. They would have never said, you can't put me in a box. They would have said, you can put me in a box. I make this. You come to me for this. Like Bob Marley would be like, I make reggae music. Feel good reggae music. That's what I make. If he was gonna start making some other shit, he'd be like, this is not Bob Marley. So my thing is like really understanding what you're making. So I feel like that was a whole long way to get to what you originally asked was, should people do projects? Should people do singles? Like, how should they exist?
Should they start,
I think scratching every creative itch imaginable when you start, like, and trying everything, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what works. You have the fucking freedom to do that. Like, don't be afraid of trying all kinds of things. But if you are super artistic and you draw and you know exactly what you want and you know exactly how to how you want to brand yourself, do that behind closed doors and then let that run, and trust in yourself and just keep going, because like it works for everybody. It works for Gene Dawson to be have more mystique and not really promote on TikTok, and it works for like, you know, my boy, you know, futuristic or Mike Minnelli to do hella short form content all the time, keep it running, go out to the streets, do interviews, be active. So it works for everybody to do different things in different ways.
Speaking of you know, in the box up like that, how do you feel like your fashion has changed? Like, do you feel like you have a specific style for yourself? Like, how does that feel?
Yeah, for sure. I would say, how do I explain my style? Like, at first it was like, I always wanted to be like mafia skater. I wanted to do like Frank Sinatra meets Kurt Cobain.
You had a couple pants chains.
Yeah. I think I really liked that.
Yeah.
Because I lived in West Hollywood and I lived in Kurt Cobain's old apartment.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was like there was an inspiration there, and I loved a more like down to earth style of like loose flannels. I'm from the Bay, like loose flannels. You know, like cut Dickies you cut Dickies pants, Vans, you know, things like that. But I also loved like wife beater moments where I had like fucking sauce on my shirt and like suspenders and like a fucking Italian hat. Like, so I'm kind of slowly but surely, I feel like I've matured into just like an amalgamation of it. But right now I'm wearing this Bay Area designer named Tommy Bogo.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out Tommy Bogo. He's really, really dope. I feel like he actually explained see this logo?
Okay, yeah.
It's this like, and this is actually really cool. And like, I think maybe you can like put the logo up on the thing. Like I'll make a piece of content or something that will be like, show this, because you got to get a zoom into this.
Yeah.
You see how it kind of looks like a screw?
Yeah. No,
I love how he
does,
explained his intention behind this logo, because it's like he wanted to do something that was positive, so
Yeah.
it's a positive sign.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something that was, and it's like kind of like a cross too.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to do something that was workwear, so it looks like a screw.
Oh yeah.
So, and then also it's a T for Tommy.
Okay.
So like
Intentional artistry.
that's what I'm talking about. So this is Tommy Bogo.
Good
this
work,
hat is Tommy
Tommy.
Bogo.
You know, similar to Kevin, you know, Tommy actually means old wooden ship.
And shout out to my boy Wyatt Woodley,
man.
who is probably one of my favorite up and coming artists right now, that put me
Okay,
on to Tommy Bogo and introduced me to Wyatt. Bro, have you heard Wyatt's music?
I don't think so. I have to check it out.
So he was, we called him Quiet Wyatt.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Obvi, he does with everybody, brought him in. Avi's our connector, bro. He's the guy. He's the dot connector. So Avi brings in so many people. He brought in Wyatt one day to kind of shadow Billion and be like somebody, like a fly on the wall. Yeah. When we had the Twitch deal, we were super active. So we opened up the second room and we needed extra help. And so Wyatt used to never say anything. We called him Quiet Wyatt. And long story short, this fool is crushing it as an artist. He has got credits with, he got a new song with Rex Life Raj, credits on G-Eazy's album. I'm blanking on the guy's name who's like, love me. What's that guy's name? You know, on the Kendrick song.
Wait, yeah.
You feel me?
How did I
The fuck is his
Well, I
name?
cannot remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Did a bunch of songs on his album.
Song.
So anyway, my point is that
Yeah.
Wyatt is somebody who like listened and watched first. And I love that about him. So you got to check out Wyatt Woodley though.
Well, check it out. Wyatt Woodley. That's a good name
Next
too.
up
That sounds
for
like
sure. Next up for sure.
You know, those like secret superheroes. Like you're not a superhero until something crazy happens. He rips off his like his spectacles.
Yeah. I would bet on him going crazy, like blowing up.
Nice. All right. So now got some good talks. I think it's time for us to move into our next segment.
Dope.
Called Truth or Chip.
Oh, fuck
Presented by the Snax Lab.
I love games.
Amazing sponsor, the Snax Lab. Mystery boxes, 6 unknown items. Yeah, you might have to hit the.
Can you do it?
I like that one actually.
okay,
that was good. Yeah. So, Truth or Chip is when we have our artists, our creators, entrepreneurs answer 5 uncomfortable questions. If they plead the 5th, they got to take a wildly flavored snack like shrimp gumbo, Doritos, or something along those lines. If they answer the question honestly, they get a really amazing snack too. So
I'm going honest.
First, we'll go ahead and
Salute
make
to
this. Salute, yes
my man
indeed.
King.
Oh yeah.
Snack Lab, this is a box that comes in right here. Shout out to Joy, audience, the Snax Lab. We love you. Amazing sponsor every episode. All right, so we got steak Wagyu, Lay's.
It's Ash Wednesday.
That's one right there. Yeah. We have American Hot Wing Doritos right there. Japanese hazelnut waffle Hershey's right there.
Brother.
Okay. What's this one? Hot chili squid Lay's.
Squid
Right there. Squid Lay's. Squid.
Calamari chips too?
Squid. All right,
That's
and
disgusting.
cinnamon bun Oreos.
Which ones are the good
here.
ones?
So so these 3 are the good ones.
Okay.
These 2 are the bad ones.
Why are the
right
hot wings?
there.
Because they're hot as fuck.
You know what? They just seem crazy to me, so I'm gonna call those the bad ones.
Those might be a day ruiner.
All right.
It's all in Korean. Is that Korean?
I think that's Chinese. I think that's Chinese, but I should be more cultured than that. I'm so sorry. All right, so question number 1.
Oh god.
Have you ever released a song after you released it? You're like, that was bad.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Okay. What song was it?
Like when? Does it matter?
Ever. Let's say after you had some come up, so not the very beginning where maybe you felt like all the songs are not at that level you wanted. Let's say after 2020.
After 2020?
Yeah. Any song like you regret putting out.
Let me think. I mean like features, because like
Oh really?
yeah, because your boy needed the bag.
Yeah.
And so I hopped on a song that was very questionable, and then that song might like come up later. I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
But no,
All right, we won't make it name the artist on there. We won't go that
I'll
far.
say
but
after 2020,
yeah.
I'll say I never liked the song Double Tap.
Oh, really?
And I went.
That was the one I just mentioned. Was the one that some of the people loved.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Don't tap.
I think it might be on.
I know. I'm just looking
like,
too. It's on the screen.
I think I just was going through changes as an artist, and it was a little bit. How do I say this? It was like very white boy.
Okay,
in my opinion, it was very.
It did have depth to it though. At least
I felt a little lame. I'd be like anytime I do double tap, it's like relax.
Yeah, but at least like the meaning behind the song was like not liking the influencer side of music versus
the
you know what I mean? The intent of it.
The musicality of it. Every time it comes out, I'm like, I get
don't tap.
So give me a good snack.
All right, okay, so we'll go for the good snack right here. Try this cinnamon bun.
Oh hell,
Oreos right here.
Wow.
Go, you try one of those. Try one of
cinnamon
those.
buns. Oh
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You tell us how it tastes. So I've never tried this before.
Oh yeah.
Cinnamon bun Oreos. I'm gonna try one too.
Okay. It kind of tastes like oh my god, it tastes like Teddy Grahams. It's like cinnamon Teddy Grahams.
Dude, why do we have these type of things in America?
Yes. That
FDA.
dipped in like cafe leche. It was so fire.
This dipped in Italian sauce. Oh yeah.
Dip that in some espresso.
Loves vinegar from the man. All right. Okay, you answered that one. A good answer. This is kind of related to it, I guess, but what's the worst thing you've ever done for clout?
Oh, clout. You know, double tap. Yeah, reference. Worst thing I've ever done for clout. Oh my god, let me think.
You know, we've all had those moments.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
You know,
nothing comes to mind right now. Hold on. I mean, I've had like awkward conversations. Okay, actually, is that too honest?
No, we need that.
Yeah.
You know, we need honesty.
Probably the Young Pinch thing.
What is that?
I feel like I gave Young Pinch I feel like I got Young Pinch too much money. Straight up.
I'm in another situation, so like, you know,
so
what happened?
I just felt like around this time there was like, my style was being compared to a Young Pinch. In this, do you know who Young Pinch is?
He's a white rapper, right?
Yeah, he come out of Huntington Beach.
Oh, okay.
And so I got it in my head to want to do Hometown Famous with him on it. Felt like he would sound, and he is amazing on it. He sounded amazing on it. But I would say that probably probably could have done without running that play. It was too much money. It was like, and I fucking told myself again and again that I would never break the bank on doing any moves like that, because I prefer to make music with the people who want to make music with me. The artists that I can help grow as well, like you know, like Trey Aces and Chiba and Avi and Wyatt. Like
Chiba, that's a good guy right there.
And Rob. And it's like I like working with the artists that are in my circle.
Yeah.
Because the minute I step out is like, man, that was a total. It was a business move, and it was like I like that person, but at the same time, it was like I didn't need to do all that. That was some clout chasing shit.
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
How about this?
Yeah.
If you were given $10 million to quit making music forever, would you do it?
Oof.
10 million?
I'm such a fucking idiot. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But I should.
Why not?
Yeah. Why? Because I'm such a blind optimist that I believe I'm gonna make way more money with my music than that.
Yeah.
Also, like 10 million for what? For how long? Doing what?
Yeah.
I love what I do. I love it. I love it. It's like it's like asking if I gave you $10 million, would you would you just stop enjoying life? It's like, well, like if I got $10 million, you know what the first thing I would want to do is I would want to make an album. Like, bro, let's go to fucking Forestville and get a cabin and set up there and make a fucking album. Like, you know. So,
no, that's so true.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't take it. But but I bet you everybody in my life would be like, you fucking idiot, bro.
All right, true artist. That's a true artist.
Come on, man.
Okay. Have you ever lip synced?
Oh yeah, to one of my tracks, like
like on stage performing?
Not necessarily like
Yeah.
like with no words coming out, but like I've like rapped to my words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like had the full track on and being
Okay.
like rapping to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but no, never any lip syncing.
Okay.
Who the fuck am I?
All right, now you can try this.
Say what karaoke?
This. Wagyu is steak, right? Wait, steak and Wagyu is it? Hey, technical person, focus over there.
Is it?
Focus.
Is there actual
Try
steak
that.
on this, or is it just flavoring?
I think it's just flavoring.
I can't eat meat on Ash Wednesday.
Oh.
All right, well just
Oh, you grabbed a few.
don't tell my priest.
Oh. All right, top ramen. It tastes like top ramen.
Top
It tastes
ramen?
like top ramen. Yeah. Hey,
That's great.
Samoan. We call it Simene.
Really good.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of good.
Horrendous picture.
What is that?
What is this fucking? What are these beef curtains?
Just not. Yeah.
This literally looks like that. Looks like fucking salmon, like
It
freeze dried
feels
salmon.
like sexual. I don't like
It does.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
Listen, guys,
All right. Now, last question. Where are you?
they're good though.
What's the worst criticism you've ever heard about your music?
Worst criticism. God, I've heard so many. I've had honestly the type of shit that people say, the audacity that people just have to like say right in front of your face. I'm trying to think of what's
Damn, so not even like Instagram comments. These are people saying
Oh,
right to your
Instagram
face.
comments?
No, I'm saying like these
shit.
are people telling you
Oh,
right
no,
to your
people-
face. Because usually
yeah.
people on Instagram or they'll get a little more bold.
No, I know, but it comes
Wow.
from people that don't know what they're saying. They don't mean to say it. They
Oh, I
just
see.
say some
Like
dumb
what?
shit. I like being compared to certain people. It can come as like a real slight.
Mm.
So like being, it'd be like, you're much more like. People are kind of like weirdly racist.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people mean to say certain things, but
Yeah.
they'll say stuff and they'll be like, I remember one, I'm not even gonna say who said it, but like I was in the studio with this dude, Alshon Martin, my friend. God bless you, Alshon. I know we haven't spoken in a while, but we had the Sean Kingston record that I worked on with him.
Yeah.
And I went to Vegas and did an album with him, and he's a great dude. He's very like born and raised in Compton, reps like his certain thing and is, very vocal about it. He's wanted to like get out of that world, because he go on like Adam 22 and talk about like Hoover Crips and all this different stuff. And like, I think he stopped wanting to be affiliated with that. So he changed his name to Haitian. And he kind of leaned into his Haitian roots and wanted to make more like global music.
Yeah.
So that's what I was there to help him with, like make his music a little bit more pop friendly, a little bit more global. And so he didn't want to ever have lyrics in there that was like street shit.
Yeah.
So I knew how like sensitive he was to somebody calling him street or calling him this or calling him that. He wanted to feel like a Sean Kingston, an Akon, right? So I remember the person that was in there, I provided like a chorus on a song that he was doing, and his verse was very melodic, but he still like sounds as if somebody, an outsider was to hear it, it would feel rap. It would feel what they would quote unquote call urban.
Yeah.
So the person in the room said, I like this record. This is dope because it's like, it was hella racist. They were like, it's like, you bring like that dirty shit. It's like hella dirty and like street and like urban, but like Nicky's like, it's like more Macklemore. So it's like, it could like, Macklemore?
Yeah.
And like,
it was bad on both sides.
I was so in my head about being compared to Macklemore.
Yeah.
And nothing against Macklemore, but like, I know what that intention is. It's like, white boy, like, safe.
Yeah.
Like, it just a little bit cheese.
Yeah.
And I hated that. I hated that comment. I hated that comment at all fronts.
Yeah.
Just like, not only did you disrespect him, you disrespected me, and you didn't even mean to say it. So I would say that was the like anytime somebody compares me or a friend of mine to like somebody because it's like it's like predictable. It's like comparing me to like G-Eazy, or comparing me to Macklemore. Like, okay, we get it. I'm a white rapper. Yeah, or comparing a black rapper to like Lil Baby.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't sound anything like him.
Yeah.
You just think he looks like him.
Yeah, they
It's
don't
all
really
fucked,
register.
bro.
It's like, no, you're thinking because they look similar.
Yeah,
You're
like,
like,
yeah, this reminds me of like this reminds me of like Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I see that also with
Where?
Like, in society. People don't realize that with like when they compare Asian people. I feel like I see that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
With Asian people,
sure.
they're like, for some reason.
Wait, why did I feel like that whole reaction just looked like Bobby Lee just now? You're like,
Bobby Lee.
why did you just give Bobby Lee just now?
Bobby Lee. Oh man, you know what's so
Oh
funny?
my
Bobby
God.
Lee. Hey, shout out Bobby Lee.
Shout
His
out Bobby
amazing
Lee.
podcast, Bad Friends.
I love him.
That is actually the king Asian right there. Yeah, says that.
Him and Theo Vaughn's like interactions
oh
are the
man,
funniest.
yeah, their interactions are hilarious.
But
Man,
you're
I
right.
love both of them.
Yeah, but that shit happens all
Yeah.
the time. It's like,
All the time.
yeah, you're kind of giving me like Rich Brian.
Yeah,
It's like, am I? Or
I
am
wonder if
just Asian?
sometimes they're almost like trying to compliment you by like comparing you, but it's
Yeah.
like that actually
Yeah.
got the opposite effect.
Let me tell you guys something. No, seriously, looking into the camera, like, stop fucking doing that. I hate it. Everyone hates it. Artists hate when you can't just let something live. You can't just let it live. It's like, imagine someone painted this beautiful picture and you brought it in. You were so proud of it. You put all your heart and energy and your stories and your heritage into this one painting. And you were so proud of it, and you show it, and someone's like, yeah, it gives me like, it reminds me of Van Gogh. Fuck you, dude. Like, I made this with my own like hands and heart and experiences, and you have the audacity to tell me. Now, obviously there's artists that like copy and they should be called out. But stop doing that. You don't have to like place everything in these like little containers. Art is supposed to be like, this is new. This is just so what I would say is next time you're in the studio, next time you're in the studio with an artist that shows you something, just let it live. Just be like, I love that. That's really dope and original. And I would encourage you to go on tour with Akon. Like, encourage them to say, let's put this also with that thing. It doesn't need to sound like, or it doesn't need to like, this reminds me of. I understand your intention. It's not like malicious. But it's fucking annoying.
It almost kind of limits the depth of it too.
It's
You know, because
yeah,
they're
it
like,
does.
oh, it reminds me, bing, and say that, and they don't look any deeper of
Yes.
like the originality of it.
Yeah, because then also what happens is like there's this another I'm gonna keep referencing books. So there's a Malcolm Gladwell has a book called Blink. Oh my God, love this story. You'll love this.
Yeah.
So see the chair she's sitting on?
Okay. Yep.
That's an Aeron chair. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the I think it was the late 80s or late whenever the Silicon Valley boom was. Let's just call it 80s. This guy, this German guy, he came to the forefront of this furniture company that made the Aeron chair, and he was like, I want to create the most physically comfortable ergonomic chair that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And so he had this idea that Americans had the idea that comfort and soft were synonymous. Like if it wasn't soft, it wasn't comfortable. He was German. He was under the idea that like, no, soft is not comfortable. Like firm is comfortable. So for long periods of time. So he created this chair that literally looks, it's these Aeron chairs. And he brought it to the think tank and they ranked it a 2 out of 10. It needs to get a 6 out of 10 to pass to be able to go to the market. And they ranked it that because they're like, never seen a chair like that. They're like, this chair is fucking ugly. It looks like a prehistoric insect. I hate it. Like, what the fuck? It has wheels? Why does it have wheels? The chairs didn't have wheels at the time. So they were like, no. And he goes, and so he,
move.
But he pushed it through. He was like, no, we're bringing this chair to the market. That chair became the most popular chair of fucking all time within 6 months because of the Silicon Valley. They had just changed all the floors from carpet to marble and like they wanted to move around. They wanted it to be futuristic. They wanted these things. So it was like, the only reason they ranked it bad is because they never seen it before. And so that's the same thing with music. When you find something that you never heard it before, you never seen it before, it's like, it's not because you don't dislike it.
Yeah.
It's just new.
Yeah, I don't really understand it.
Welcome that and embrace that because I would rather that than some derivative shit.
Yeah. That's a good fucking analogy. I'll give it to you. That's a really good analogy. Wow.
You feel me?
Wow.
Steak chip? These are great.
Nice. Okay. You're almost there. All right. Hey, a couple more. We got Ill Nicky here for a couple more minutes before he goes to some big meeting and continues to conquer the world.
Let's
Yes,
go.
indeed. Is there any like, because you know, the music industry, everyone loves music, but the music industry, you know, average fan is not really familiar with what really goes on. Is there anything that you're like, this is a shocking thing that fans would be flabbergasted to know about the music industry? Is anything like that come to mind?
I've had some weird dark encounters. I'm not gonna lie, like straight up. I was courted by a really weird label in 2023 that offered me the world, and straight up, I'm not gonna say it's as sinister as like a lot of these people say, but there definitely is an agenda and a real controlling, predatorial way. Predatorial, is that a word? Predatory way of doing business and making contracts and like like scaring you into, threatening you into doing things that they want to do. Dude, there's definitely been some fucking weird shit. And not like, you know, you see all these people like fucking selling souls and all these stuff. I've never seen like a truly sinister side, but I've seen some real like threats take place, like bad, really bad, like intentionally bad business being done. Yeah, people would be fucking flabbergasted. You know, Gucci Mane wrote a book. It's incredible. You should read. If you ever read Gucci's book, it's fucking unbelievable.
Wow.
He wrote an autobiography.
Okay, Guwap wrote a book.
Yeah, Guwap wrote honestly one of the greatest books I've ever read.
But hey, we love you, Gucci.
We love you, Gucci.
Yeah.
And he says in the book, he talks about how he was on the streets. He had never met a gangster so hardcore and so cold-blooded than he did in a suit in the music industry. He said the people on the streets were like child's play compared to the type of people that would stab you in the back.
Yeah.
So he, in the book, he talks about how he always, because of that, wanted to stay straight in the music business, always do good business. So like, think of Gucci, he put on Migos, never asked for them for nothing. Went to jail, came out, they took care of him off the goodness of their heart. Like,
Put on Lotto too.
he put on Lotto. Like, he's put on so many people out of the kindness of his heart because he's seen just like, bro, these middlemen that just try to like trap you in deals and do all this stuff. I mean, I had a guy look at me in my face when I was challenging the deal points on the contract and say, "How about I just fucking shelf you? How would you like that?"
Wow.
What the fuck? I'm good off that, bro.
And you weren't even signed with them?
No, not yet. And
Wow.
nope, clearly not. So there's certain things that like people watch too many movies. People watch too many movies. They want to be too like Suge Knight or like these other like Clive Davis type people. It becomes more of this this like ego identity thing that they want to like live this life that they've seen in movies and read in books, and it's like it's dangerous because you're playing this character all the while you're like really like fucking with people's lives. So bad deals.
Yeah, and on the artist side, it's
crazy.
like I feel like a lot of the ego on that side too is like just wanting to say you're signed. You know, so it's like, fuck, I'll take a bad deal as long as I can tell my family, like, I signed a record label,
right?
Like, I'm successful, and it might be a 360 deal where they get everything.
Straight up, bro, straight up. And I will say on the other side, another thing that people would be really surprised of is there's a lot of artists are assholes, bro. Like, straight up. There's a lot of artists that, like, you know what happens is artists that have this deep purpose and this big dream will, if not checked with, like, their own set of values, will ruthlessly walk over anybody to get to where they want to go. They'll eliminate anybody. They won't take into anyone's consideration. And all of a sudden they get to that finish point. They get to that fucking peak of Mount Everest, and then they get fucked over on a deal. And it's like, bro, you walked over so many people to get there. Like, showed no loyalty, like all this stuff. So
there's no one around that like to even enjoy
both
it with.
ways. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Happens both ways. And I mean, I feel like, I'm being negative today.
No, honestly, this is game, and it's so real and honest because it's like, you know, you're really gonna help people who are like, you know, coming up and trying to just navigate it. Yeah, you know, because they might have somebody that's like, you know, like, why don't we shelf you? Like, if you don't want to take the deal, and they're probably sitting there like, should I take the deal? Like, will I never make it if I don't take this? Yeah, you know, it's so real. Yeah. Man.
Listen, fuck trying to seek approval. Yeah. Fuck trying to open doors. My boy Gary Archer used to manage Mr. Fab.
Oh,
Oakland's-
Mr. Fab.
Oakland's finest.
Mr.
My
Fab.
boy Gary
Shabooma
Archer,
la
that's my guy.
boopy.
Yeah, I bet you I can make it say
Shabooma la
Shabooma boopy.
boopy. Yeah.
He says this. This is a great quote. Gary Archer says, "Don't be a janitor, be an architect." And I love that. It's stuck with me. It's don't worry about trying to open the door.
Yeah.
Build your own.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done at 403. That's what we've done with the Ill Movement. That's what I've done my whole career. It's like, yes, I get frustrated. Like there's one dude right now, a hip hop journalist that works with another artist friend of mine that I work with that is like, he kind of dissed me a little bit in the last couple of days, not responding to me, you know, not kind of treat me in a way that I feel respected and valued. So like my instinct is like, man, fuck that guy. But at the same time, it's like, he's on his own thing. He's got his own life going on.
Yeah.
Just like I got my own life going on. So like, stop trying to plead, trying to like approve, trying to impress everybody. Stop trying to like open all these doors, go see what they're doing. Build your own thing, your own thing. Level up, dog.
Level up. Yeah. And what's next, real Nicky? You're like, where do you go from here? You've already had so much success, you know. Like, what's next for you? Do you want to do like, you know, big festivals? Do you want to launch your own label? Do you want to just continue making music? What does it look like for you now?
I want to bring into fruition like Ill Nicky's music. I want to establish it on a more stable place. Like I want Ill Nicky's music to kind of cross that ceiling to where it's good. I can, you know, I can tour with that music. I still have so much infrastructure to build with Ill Nicky. So like I don't feel there yet. You know, I still want to establish more with that. I want to build financial stability, financial freedom, creative freedom for everyone that comes out of this room, comes out of, you know, with from Ill Nicky to Rob Law to Studio 403 to the Ill Movement, like all those things. I want to build legs strong enough to last a long time. And eventually, like, yeah, I would love to move into like other sectors. I want to help like build the new music industry, a more kind industry. I want to build like an industry with better deals, more artist friendly stuff that's more collaborative. I love what La Russell's doing. So I want to be part of that. I want to be part of the new business, part of like the new ecosystem of music. So hopefully I can, not hopefully, but like, I can't decide like how my next, years will go. I'm going to just keep working on myself, keep trying to uplift my community, the people around me, and, try to do things I love, trying to make some money, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
How about you?
We've always had great intention. No, this is about you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that though. Hey, we've always had great intention, always been a great guy. I'm glad that, we've been able to, stay homies over the years and everything like that. Continue supporting. Glad we're to support each other.
Thank you so much.
Man, hey, you can find Ill Nicky on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you listen to your music. Follow him on Instagram too as well. I'll put a link in the description. Yeah. This is the Level Up Club. Thank you to Snax Lab, our sponsor. We'll see you next week for a brand new episode.